So we're up to 2005. We started with the management program. Right now, 2012, we have 7 of them. Okay, 2010 was another key date in our program. The delegation. As I said earlier, the delegation was involved with on-lot sewage planning modules for municipalities, 4 in the state. 2010, our department, Lebanon County, became the first in the state to be a delegated local agency for public sewer planning modules. Nobody else in the state does this. We were the first. We're proud of that. So instead of the planning modules going to the state, now there's a few of the large ones, and there's flow rates and stuff on this, but the basic stuff that probably 75% of the proposals for public sewer, something like that would go to the state. But the more basic ones could be done in-house. Again, another 1 to 5 days rather than 120 days. So valuable to Lebanon County and the surveyors and the engineers and the developers of Lebanon County. So 2012, we're up to 2012. Currently there's 4 SEOs. Over the years, the amount of permits has declined, so I've been pretty much able to handle almost everything exclusively with myself. I do have backups. Chris and Bob are both licensed SEOs. They've been through the training programs. In fact, many of the training programs, as Chris said, I'm an instructor. I've been an instructor since 1991 for the continuing ed program. These guys have been through my training classes and stuff. So we have 4 SEOs. You have Chris, you have Bob, you have me, and Lori is also a sewage enforcement officer. Lori's been a sewage officer for many more years longer than these 2. We never could talk Julie into it. So let's get into the second half and then we can wrap this up. The day-to-day, okay, what's involved with the permitting? Okay, there's permitting for a new sewage system, new house. Permitting for a repair. So there's testing that's associated with that. And again, that's needed so we can protect the groundwaters of the Commonwealth, and also we don't want sewage running out on top of the ground. There's probe testing, there's percolation tests. Those take at a minimum two separate trips to the site, at least 2 visits. Sometimes perk tests are unsuitable, probes are unsuitable, we have to make multiple trips. So after the soils testing's done, currently the soils testing's done by, right now, consultants. Usually the design consultants, perk test consultants, surveyors and the engineers that do the work. They do the soils testing right now. There are provisions in the regulations where a municipality can do their own perk test. We could do our own perk test. We have it in our fee schedule. We really never had the personnel to be able to run perk tests for 1,000 properties in the county, and the ability to transport water and stuff like that, but there's provisions there. So the state says you do the perk test individually, or you verify the tests in a manner approved by the department. So back in '75 when we started the program, we gave the state this policy of how we verify the tests. So this, I'm out to check the probes, I'm out to check the perk tests. Subsequent to that, the designer, which is a private consultant, puts together the on-lot sewage system design, submits it to the SEO. I look at it, or one of the other guys look at it, or the girls. We look at the design. When we're satisfied with that, it meets all the state requirements, and some municipalities, South Londonderry, North Londonderry, have even more specific regulations than this. We're satisfied with the design, we issue the permit. Permit's valid for 3 years. Now, within that 3 years, the house is built and the system's installed. The final inspection is the responsibility of the sewage enforcement officer. It used to be back in the 70s, the systems weren't that sophisticated. You get away with 1 inspection. Currently, multitude different types of sewage systems, you're looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 inspections. So I go to the site 6 to 8 times on all these properties. Consequently, more inspections, a higher user fee. And our fees have gone up in the last 3 or 4 years because we always had the philosophy, why should the taxpayer subsidize all this stuff? So we've had the philosophy that the user should pay for whatever as needed. So that's the program. Notices are sent out to these people that need to get their tanks pumped. They have a whole year to do this. So as we made it as simple as possible, there's a single form that the hauler fills out and provides data to our office. We're the record keeper for the municipality. And then we keep that record in a file, in an access file, and we can go back from year to year to year. We can look at that. So we're the record keeper for the sewage management program. All of the on-lot programs that we have and the sewage management programs, we have the procedure form, hard copy procedure forms in our office. So we can provide those to the property owners. They're also available on the Lebanon County website. Okay, and some of the information about, have all of that information in our Western field office and in my vehicle on my laptop. So I can be out in the field and I can pull up any of the 9,000 permits or any of the 1,500 planning modules in the last 30 years, just like that. So one final thing, this has always been a standing invitation to any of the county commissioners in the event that you ever have any questions. We don't expect you to know everything that's in the book, but you'll know who to go and talk to. Personally, with me, all of the county commissioners that I've dealt with, many of them, they always had an invitation if they ever want to go out into the field or if there's ever any controversial project or subject, take the opportunity to go along with me. And Joellen has.
He's walked up streams already.
Larry went out in the field with me. Billy had numerous conversations with me, but with his ability to get around, it was easier to communicate. And former county commissioner Rosemarie, as a state representative, she's been out in the field. So you always have an opportunity. You know, you may have somebody complaining about something or you want to know more about it, talk to us about it, and we'd be glad to fill you in.